All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so I'm gonna go into my repo. I'm gonna give you the link to the repo so that you can clone it onto your computer. But what we'll do is I want to explain to you some things first, and it's gonna be primarily the back end people that are gonna be able to do this work. But as time progresses, you'll be able to. The other students, statistics and business, will be able to contribute, but they'll see from this video. Okay, so this is what essentially happens as soon as you get a clone of the project. It's folders. I call them directories, folders. There's folders upon folders upon folders, and you'll see why this didn't throw you into this mess a week ago. And so when you first clone it, you should only have this directory, word underscore Gato365. I named the email. I don't know why, was going on in my mind that day. This is notes from my meeting with Rob. You're going to see Jared in the next video. I'll tell you what to do for that in terms of task. The README, and then I also discussed technologies that we're using, a lot of technologies. This is what you'll be putting on your resume, at least being able to articulate some of these things that we're doing in this actual application. So a lot of vocabularies today in this video. So if you need to slow me down, don't put me on 2x for this part. Yeah, let's go from there. So Django is a framework that allows you to do the front end and the back end of the website. When I say front end, I'm talking about the website, what you see. Back end is the actual working of the data from the actual website. And that's just a really small definition, but it's a workable definition. So Django allows us to work with the front end and the back end of the actual website. Building the front end of the websites, primarily HTML. I'd say build websites, HTML and CSS. HTML is just like the structure, whereas CSS is the color and the niceness of websites. Whereas JavaScript, we gonna program in JavaScript? Yes, we are. We are. It definitely program in JavaScript. This should be JavaScript right here. Okay, that allows us to have some functionality. Okay, some functionality regarding the actual website, and then Python is going to be used to actually move the data from place to place. This video legitimately could be a series, but I'm going to make it hopefully 7 minutes. We'll see. But within this directory, this folder, this is folder called Wordle Gato365. That's where all the magic is. That's all the magic is. But before I do that, I'm just going to open up my terminal. And I'm going to do CD. Okay, mind you, if you want to know how I did that so fast, it's because there's a button for terminal, a shortcut, which I always press, is this. All right, so CD Wordle, okay. CD means change directory. Okay, I'm going to change directory. I'm going to get into that folder. So when I'm in that folder now, I'm legitimately seeing all this nonsense. Okay, all this nonsense. This media directory within the nonsense, sorry, not nonsense, but the Wordle Gato365 contains where the images will be stored, right? Images as in like profile images. Secrets, as you can imagine, secret information are in there, like as in like some API key, things in that regard. Users, Wordle and Wordle underscore Gato365. These are apps. So that's something that's nuanced to Django. It's a way for us to organize our information. And I will go into detail to 2 of them, I think, and then we'll go from there. But the reason why I went to CD Wordle Gato365, because in order for me to run the website, I need to be in that directory. And a more exact terminology, in order for me to run the server, I need to be in that directory. So what we're going to do is go to Python. The command is Python manage and then run server, is what we're doing. Server. Okay. It should be, okay, I've been having this issue, it's fine. Run server, it's good. So, this is what I was working on for about a week and a half, maybe more than that, but it's fine. if you go to local, because you can have your own server, on your computer, and this is how you access it. Local host colon 8000. Okay, and so this is actually the app right now. For some reason, because I'm not a master at this, I'm currently logged in. I shouldn't be logged in, but I'm gonna log out. Okay, no errors. Good job. I have a user. Okay, _1. I don't have to take my password. I don't think. Maybe I do have to. So it's emans1234. It's not emans. It's emans1234. Okay, so that's the password. So then you just log in, and that happens. That should happen. Okay, so now you have your profile page. It says profile. I go to home. It says home. Go to about. It goes to about. This was actually, for me, a little challenging. Maybe this is going to be a 10-minute video. And I think if I go to game, I think this should work. This should work. Yes, it works. Oh my gosh, I could cry. The only word that is currently in it, because I've been having a lot of issues, my back end is going to help me with this. We can do crane. And this should be the guess, okay? And then we can do, I don't know, BATCH batch. Okay, that's true. So you see crane and batch next line. The answer is hello. Like, hello world. We've got it. Yay. Okay, let's get back to the game. Okay, so ideally, you can imagine with regards to the statistics that all information is going to be stored somewhere. All right, so with that being said, every single time I was actually doing anything on the website, going to a different page, that information was being stored on the server. Interesting. I think in one of these videos, I'm going to define a server for you all, but for now, I don't like the versions I've been getting, so I need to synthesize it better on my end for me to articulate it the way that I would want to articulate it to you all. But you can look it up yourself and define what a server is, but there's multiple versions, and I want to give you a more concise version of what we're doing in this applet. So going back to these little things. So these three things contain our app. Our 3 apps. These kind of call them apps. They're called apps within Django to organize our information. But these 3 things are doing most of the heavy lifting. Primarily this one, Wordle Godot 335. So if I click on this, the big one is setting. One of the big ones is setting, because that actually has a lot of our specifications for our actual website. A lot of moving things. I know this like code might be just gibberish, and I agree. Some parts were gibberish before those errors that I experienced, and I learned to fix it. But what's really important here for everybody, not much. For those at the back end who are going to help me with the static directory, there's some issues with regards to CSS and HTML I need help with. And this is a database. This is what I was talking about, SQLite. And working with Google, having everyone use Google to sign in is something here too. So that's that. The huge thing in this directory is the URLs. Okay, the URLs. Those are all the different pages. I think I think this is a duplicate. This is not supposed to be there. But long story short, a person puts in a path, a part of the local host. We'll eventually get a domain name, but whatever. Right now we're using localhost. They put the home. This is gonna go to user views. It's gonna get the function home from user views, and then go to home accordingly. And we're naming it home. Okay, so that's how that works. So those are the 2 huge files. Yes, 2 huge files within this directory. Users. What do you think users is gonna contain? The users that actually utilize the program or that log in. And so all these things are related. The biggest thing here, one of the biggest things, is this templates directory that has our base HTML. So every single HTML page is based off of this one. Okay, so if I go to home, it's going to say base.html, and this is going to be the new information stored. If I go to about, same thing, base. Even if I go to Wordle, which I don't think that we're not going to do today in this video because it'll be a little bit much, I still have my base HTML from users. Okay. So with that being said, the kickers here for the rest of we'll end the video pretty soon. Is going to be URLs. Sorry, I want to say views. Views, which hold those holds the functions that's being used in the URLs directory, and as well as models. If all that went over your head, or you thought I didn't explain well, I agree. I didn't give it much detail, but I wanted to give you all at least a superficial gist of the current project. Everyone should clone it. When will the stat and business students start working with this data? Actually, sooner than later. Yeah, I think sooner than later. Yeah, so we'll go from there. Thank you for watching. Is it 10 minutes? I don't know.